to contest, kilowatt Tango 6, Victor, Victor, Kilo Tango 6, Victor, Victor, contest.
Kilo Bravo Niner, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo, thank you. 59 November Victor, QSL.
QSL 59 Whiskey India.
Roger, thank you. Good luck on the contest. QRZ, kilowatt Tango 6, Victor, Victor.
Man, I can't believe how well this is working. I cannot believe how well this is working.
Contest.
This is a 6-meter J-pole antenna. This antenna from tip to tail is 13.5 feet tall, more than twice my height. So you can imagine what an antenna, if this antenna is for the 6-meter band, 50 to 54 megahertz, you can imagine what an antenna would be size-wise for the 10-meter band, 28 to 29.6 megahertz. And that would be approximately 26 feet tall. And that's the reason why I do not build copper J-pole antennas for the 10-meter band. J-pole antennas are a great VHF, UHF antenna, but they don't scale well below 50 megahertz and above 470 megahertz. Their sweet spot is in that range in between. So when people ask, why don't you build a 10-meter antenna? This is the reason why. This is the largest thing that I can build and ship in a cost-effective manner. A 10-meter antenna, if I were to build one out of copper and try to ship it, the shipping charges would be more than the value of the antenna itself. So with that said, this is a great antenna, and I think a 10-meter J-pole would be a great antenna, but we're going to build one. We're going to do it a little bit differently. Instead of trying to build it out of copper tubing, which is going to be expensive, we're going to build it out of wire. So let's head inside and build a 10-meter wire J-pole antenna. Let's build a 10-meter J-pole antenna. Classically, a J-pole is a half-wave antenna. It consists of a half-wave radiator with a quarter-wave matching section. The antenna is end-fed, and the matching section provides the proper impedance at the feed point. The way that works is that the matching section consists of two parallel 1/4 wave elements. The impedance is near zero at the base of the matching section, and at the top it is very high. The trick is to find the spot on the matching section where the impedance is near 50 ohms. These parallel sections are out of phase with each other and cancel each other out, so the main 1/2 wave section is the radiator. This is a medium gain antenna, and it will have a gain similar to a half-wave dipole. But being a vertically polarized antenna, it has an advantage of a low noise floor and low RF radiation takeoff angle. Much lower than a dipole, and properly mounted, a vertical antenna works great for DX. This antenna should be just the ticket for the upcoming ARRL 10-meter contest. To build the antenna, we need the dimensions. Roughly speaking, we can use the formula 468 divided by frequency for the main element and 234 divided by the frequency for the matching section. This gets us in the ballpark. But I found that I needed to do a little bit of optimizing of the numbers for my chosen frequency of 28.400 megahertz. After a bit of research and prototyping, I came up with 17 feet for the radiator and 7 feet 10 inches for the matching section. The feed point tap in the matching section is located at 6 inches from the base of the antenna. These numbers worked well for me, and they should for you also. To build the antenna, you will need 3 items: a section of 450 ohm window line, a piece of 14 gauge stranded wire. You can use any wire between 14 and 18 gauge, but I wouldn't go thinner than 18. And either an SO239 chassis connector or a scrap piece of coax for the feed point. For tools, you'll need a wire cutter, stripper, razor knife, and a soldering iron. Measure and cut the window line to size, 7 feet 10 inches. Next, measure and cut the 14 gauge stranded wire to size, 17 feet. I'm adding an extra inch to the measurement so I can put a loop in place for hanging the antenna. On the end of the stranded wire, strip about a 1/2 inch of material. On the other end, fold over 1 inch of wire and secure it with a small zip tie. This is your hanging loop. Going back to the window line, at one end, strip about 3/4 inch of material on each parallel wire. Fold the wires towards each other and solder them together. The base of the antenna needs to be shorted so that the two 1/4 wave sections are connected. On the other end of the window line, strip about 1/2 inch of material on only one of the wires. Loop this and the stranded wire together and solder them. Next, we need to make the feed point. Measure and mark a spot about 6 inches from the shorted base of the antenna. Using a razor knife, strip away about 1/2 inch of insulating material. You will solder the feed point at this spot. If you're using coax, measure at least 6 feet of coax, strip the ends, and solder them in place so that the center conductor is on the longer full element and the braid is on the shorter 1/4 wave section. If you're using a chassis connector, connect 2 short pieces of wire to the SU239. I like to use number 6 machine screws and nuts to hold the wire in place, since soldering to the connector can be difficult. Then solder the wires, center connector to the main element, and ground side to the 1/4 wave section. Finally, to weatherize the antenna, you can use some electrical tape or liquid tape to seal the solder joints. This isn't critical, but will help the antenna last for the long term. Your 10-meter J-pole antenna is now complete. Let's head outdoors and get it hung up in the air.
There we go. That'll do. This is my 10-meter J-pole antenna. Actually, it's the prototype of my 10-meter J-pole antenna. As I'm working on the video, I built a prototype to test some variations of wire lengths to find which one is the best optimally, and then the optimal wire lengths is what we're using for the final antenna, the dimensions that are actually in this video. What I find out is, and this is something I've known in building J-poles for a very, very, very long time, is that there can be there are many different dimensions that work to produce a satisfactory antenna. The radiator, the matching section, the feed point location, all of those will interact with each other, and you can vary those dimensions slightly, and as long as those the corresponding dimensions all kind of match up, you'll get a good working antenna. I think after a little bit of playing around, I found something that works. It's giving me a good match. 28.250. I've got an SWR of less than 1.2 to 1. I think it'll be, once I get my full length of coax into the shack, I think it'll be a little bit better than that. One of the things with is J-poles is that because they are prone to common mode currents, when you're testing the antenna, you cannot use a short piece of coax. The coax has got to be at least a half wave. That's what I found from my experience. Because if the coax is too short, those common mode currents will get into your meter and give you an incorrect result. And what I was finding with using a short jumper to do my initial tuning is that my resonant point was higher than, or was lower than I wanted it to be. I wanted to kind of raise it higher. When I added the longer coax, things went down, and then I had to readjust my wire lengths. So keep that in mind if you're going to be. When you're making the final tuning, the final adjustments of this antenna, use the coax that you're planning to use to transmit with it to get the proper match. This coax here, this is about 12 feet long. It's got an integrated common mode choke in it, so I don't really have to worry about the RFI, the common mode current at all. It's good to go. So I think we've got a solid design with the prototype. We will. I'll have the like I said, the dimensions for the final antenna. Those are the ones I gave you earlier in the video that we built in the video. So I think we're good to go. We'll put this antenna on the air.
10 CQ10 Whiskey 7 Sugar Japan.
Kilo Bravo 9 Victor Bravo Romeo.
The 9th station, go ahead.
Kilo Bravo 9 Victor Bravo Romeo.
Victor Victor Bravo Romeo, Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo, I think it was. Here is Whiskey 7, Sugar Japan in Seattle. The name is Steve. You're about a 5x7.
All right, Steve. Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo. Name here is Michael. We're located in north central Wisconsin, and I'm glad to get connected with you this afternoon. Put a new antenna on the air, and I guess it works.
Do you have a new antenna on here, was it?
Yep, roger that. I'm receiving you about a solid 9, but I just built a 10-meter J-pole style antenna. I got it hung up in a tree in the backyard, and wanted to give it a shot this afternoon.
Wow, well, it's definitely working for you from Wisconsin, and you're vertically polarized, so that's going to be an interesting endeavor for you here on 10 meters. Good on you for that. That's a near zero cost antenna. I have a new antenna myself, a hex beam, which I just put up on a 50-foot tower here Friday. We had the tower raising this last Friday, and so I'm still experimenting myself.
Yep, roger that, roger that. I think it's going to be okay, because after the first hop, usually your signal mixes a little bit, but wanted to give it a good shot. I wanted to get it up in the air for the 10-meter contest this weekend, so we'll see how it does, I guess.
Yeah, thank you. K6 Lima.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Golf 9. Kilo Golf 9.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Here we go. Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo. 5-9, Arizona.
5-9, Whiskey India.
Thank you. K6 Lima.
Victor Echo 6 United Mike.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo, 5-9 Alpha Bravo.
5-9, Whiskey India.
Thank you, Victor Echo 6 United Mike. Roger, thank you, K6 X-ray, X-ray.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
4 Oscar Lima, 5-9 Cal.
Jeez.
Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Lima, good luck, K6XX.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Radio, 5-9 California.
5-9, Whiskey India.
Thanks, K6XX.
A little bit of a pileup, but we made it through.
Thank you, 33, good luck. X-ray Echo 1, Sierra India, X-ray contest.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Bravo again.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo, it's correct?
QSL 5-9, Whiskey India.
Again?
Whiskey India.
Thank you, 5-9, Papa Uniform Echo, Puebla.
QSL.
QSL 23. Thank you, Echo Delta 8 X-ray. Victor Echo 1. Japan Sugar 592-917.
Ticket contest, November Victor 9 Lima. November Victor 9 Lima contest.
Kilo Bravo 9, Victor Bravo Romeo.
KB9 Victor Bravo Radio 59 Florida.
QSL 5-9, Whiskey India.
Thank you, November Victor 9 Lima. You are set.
We are in the waning hours of the ARRL's 10-meter contest, and what can I say, but this antenna, the 10-meter J-pole, has just been absolutely amazing. I can hardly believe it. Something that's so inexpensive to make worked so awesomely. It was just tremendous. Did really well in the contest. I mean, I'm just a casual contester, and so all I did is I ran for about 6 hours or so off and on during the weekend, hunt and pounce, and picked up 119 contacts, 47 multipliers for the score of over 11,000 points. Not too bad for just a casual weekend playing radio. And 100 watts barefoot homemade antenna that most of this, I think all of this was out of my scrap bin. The band conditions this weekend, they weren't too bad. Saturday,
I started operating in the afternoon hours. I hit the West Coast real heavy. Didn't hear any East Coast stations, but Sunday morning I started early to hit that gray line and just got a big number of European stations as the sun started coming up here in the U.S. Not too much on the East Coast, though, I've noticed, and I think that's mostly because of my geography. We don't. I got a lot of Florida. I got a lot of far eastern Canada. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, the state of Maine, but the rest of the coastal states not really did too well on 10 meters, and I think it's just because of that's, how the skip, the propagation goes on the 10 meter band. That's why I was getting a lot more West Coast activity than I was East Coast activity. Great, it was a great time, and really enjoyed the contest this year. So. Thanks for coming along with us today, building a 10-meter J-pole antenna and putting it on the air. I put the plans for this. Links will be down in the video description down below if you want to build one yourself. Otherwise, let me know how you did in the 10-meter contest if you played along with that. So, I'm Michael, KB9VBR. You have a great day in 73.